Let's talk a little bit about some of the kinds of things that you can do to train your hands for independence using hand motion. One of the things I really like to do is to just practice playing around with fingerings in one hand while I keep a motor pattern steady with the other hand. So we've done some of that switching around of fingerings in the left and right hands while we played repeated notes. Let's see what happens when we make an exercise out of it and really concentrate on hand movement and also referencing our external time base. So I'm going to play a G in my left hand, and I'm going to play a C in my right hand. So I just like the way that interval sounds. And I'll play first off starting with both hands together on first finger on the downbeat. So here we go. We're going to play eighth notes. 1, 2, ready, go. And what you'll notice is that as I'm playing this, my hands are moving together, up, down, up, down, up, down. So up fret, down fret, up fret, down fret. And I really want to concentrate on that more so than on 1, 2, 1, 2. I want to concentrate on up, down, up, down, up, down, up toward the bridge, down toward the nut. So you want to try that with me. Here we go. 1, find your G in your left hand with your first finger, C with your right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Now as I'm playing this, the movement of my hands is taking care of the release of the notes. I don't want it to sound like this. I'm not after a staccato sound, I want a nice legato sound with no gap in between the notes. So now I'm going to switch that up and I'm going to try playing with the second finger on the downbeat and the first finger on the upbeat. 1, 2, ready, go. So you'll notice that the movement is reversed. I'm going down fret, up fret, down fret, up fret, down, up, down, up. Now if I want to work on all my fingering combinations, which I would really recommend, make sure that I play 2 on the downbeat, 3 on the upbeat. 1, 2, so here's 2 on the downbeat and then 3 on the upbeat. 1, 2, a little slower for this since you're probably not going to be used to this as much. 1, 2, ready, go. And let's try 3 on the downbeat and 2 on the upbeat. 1, 2, ready, go. A little sloppy there in the right hand, Greg. Okay, I'm driving the notes with energy along the line of the string. That gives me a lot of control and it gives me a really nice big fat sound too. I can play these very, very quietly too. So let's try doing that first and second finger, first finger on the downbeat. Really, really quiet as you can. 1, 2, ready, go. And keep a nice, quiet, low level. By concentrating on dynamics, we start to give ourselves the ability to forget about fingerings, which I think is also a really important step. Think about what is the musical statement that you're trying to make. If you keep that in mind all the time, then any exercise that you're working on will become much more about controlling the sound that you're getting as opposed to which finger are you using. So the sooner you can get to that place where you're concentrating on what's my dynamic, what's my intent, in terms of the musical statement I want to make, the easier the rest of this stuff is going to become because it's going to sublimate the fingering and the mechanics, and it's going to put your mind on the expressive statement. And that's ultimately where you want to be. When you're performing, you want to be thinking about how am I playing the notes, not so much, gee, am I going to use this finger now? What's the right place to play the note? What finger do I want to use? Really what you want to be thinking about is how am I playing the note? So back to this exercise, then what we want to do is we want to start mixing up the fingerings. So I'm going to play, now I'm going to play with my second finger on the downbeat in the right hand and my first finger on the downbeat in the left hand. So here's my time base. I'll slow this down because I want to make sure that we can do this together, and we'll just keep moving forward. So 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Now what I'm thinking about here is I'm thinking about moving my hands together and apart. So try thinking about that instead of the fingering. So thinking about together, apart, together, apart, together, apart. That's the hand movement. Opposite directions. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's switch it. So let's play with the second finger on the downbeat in the left hand and the first finger on the downbeat in the right hand. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and now let's do the same thing, but let's use the second and third fingers on the right hand. So we're going to start with the second and first on the left hand and second and third on the right. So it goes like this. 1, 2, ready, go. There's all kinds of different combinations that you can work on, and I don't want to spend time on this video going through all of them. But what I want to do is take you to the place where ultimately you want to be, which is where you're spontaneously making choices about which finger is playing the note in one of the hands, while the other hand plays a constant pattern. Before we get there, though, you've got to get used to one more thing, which is playing repeated notes with one finger. Okay, and I just want to show you the mechanics of this real quick. I'm not using my finger joint to play the note. I'm actually coming in at an angle and using hand movement to do it. So if I'm going to play with my first finger, I want to go up fret, second finger up fret, third finger is going to come in down fret. You can also go up fret. It really just depends on where you're coming from, the decisions you'll make about whether you're going up fret or down fret. But for now, let's just get that basic reflex going. So let's play 1 and 2 in the left hand. And let's just play with the first finger, eighth notes repeated in the right hand. If I really concentrate on hand movement instead of, I find it really hard to get my timing to be the same when I'm using finger movement. But when I think about hand movement, second finger, 1, 2, ready, go. Third finger, 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, hand movement. It's going to give me much more precise timing. If I try to do that with just my fingers, I have a much harder time getting them to be hitting exactly in the right spot rhythmically. I think it's much more precise to play with hand movement, driving the notes. Okay, so I get my motor going in my left hand. Then I want to play a pattern in my right hand. Spontaneous pattern, just choosing fingers to play the notes. So for example, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, something like that, where I'm just telling the hand which finger to play the notes. That way I'm guiding the hand with my mind while I play a motor pattern in my left hand that I'm not thinking about. So let's slow it down a little bit, and you can give this a try. Just come up with whatever pattern of notes that you want. Keep it simple, but make sure that you're guiding your hand, well, hold on a second, how do I make sure that I'm guiding my hand and not just saying what my hand already wants to do? Well, there's a couple of strategies that you can use for that. One of them is to actually write down a sequence of numbers and read that sequence of numbers. For example, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, let's try that. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. So I'm playing a pattern that is a regular pattern that doesn't have any relation to what's going on the left hand. If you want to practice this, write out a sequence of different numbers. In fact, here's a few that you can try. I'll just post them up here for you. And you can try these different fingering combinations. Just pause the video and look at the numbers and go through that sequence. The thing you want to remember is do this with the left hand playing the repeated notes with changing the fingers as well, so that you're working on concentrating on your left hand independently, not just on your right hand independently. So to do that, I play a motor in my right hand. And I'm not as good at this as I am with my right hand, so I got to practice this. It's good to be honest, it's good to know your limitations, what you need to work on. So let's see if I can remember that same sequence I just had. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. Okay, so I'm really concentrating to get that down. But that's the idea, is that you're not thinking about what's happening in this hand, but you are thinking about what's happening in this hand. So that's called fingering independence, and it's just one element of independence. So there's harmonic independence, and there's rhythmic independence as well. To practice harmonic independence, what we might do is to say, I just want to practice the same fingering, but I'll change a couple of the notes here and there, keeping the fingering the same. So again, I want to always make sure that I have my time base going, because the idea here is we're practicing hand movement. We're not trying to get the fingers to function independently of each other. We're trying to get the hands to function independently of each other. So let's vary what's happening in the right hand by changing some of the notes. So I'm just going to play C, 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 D, C, E, C, F, C, E, C, D, what's nice about this is it actually changes up the hand movement there when I go to the D. So instead of this up, down motion the whole time, I'm going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so it breaks up the sequence from the up, down, which is a nice thing to do because musical situations are not really very regular and predictable. We're going to find that a lot of times the fingering motion that we're going to make is going to take us in a direction that we don't expect. And especially considering the fact that the right hand can move in two directions to play almost every interval that we're going to encounter. So for example, I could go that way to play the D, or that way to play the D. I have a choice. I almost always have a choice unless I'm running out of strings or running out of frets. So let's just try that little sequence with the D down here. We get our motor going on in the left hand. And again, we're not changing the fingering. Both hands are moving basically 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 the whole time. So we go 1, 2, ready, go. C, 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 D, E, F, E, D, C, 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 D, E, F. Okay, well, let's see how it feels if we play that D in the other direction. 1, 2, ready, go. C, 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 D, C, E, C, F, C, E, C, D. why wouldn't I just play that with my third finger? That seems a lot easier, Greg. Well, the reason is because we want to practice the things that aren't easy. We want to practice the movements that are tricky, because those are the things that are going to trip us up when we're trying to arrange a piece or when we're trying to play a solo. So part of being able to move around the board, remember, we had our little skipping move when we were transitioning from one scale to the next. So if I'm playing, that gives me the ability to extend a line along the string. Whereas if I'm only going to play that sequence with my second and third fingers, I'm creating a box at the end of my hand, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to move freely. So you want to practice skipping as a strategy for moving around the board. So there's another step that you could take with this, and that is to play the second finger on the downbeat in the left hand, just to mix it up a little bit. So let's see what that's like. 2. I got my second finger on the downbeat. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Sloppy there, Greg. But other things I can do. Let's play quarter notes in the left hand instead of eighth notes. Okay, but now remember what we said earlier about wanting to use our time base with a different beat than exactly what's going on in our left hand. So I might want to use quarter notes in my left hand, half notes in my left foot, and eighth notes in my right hand. I'm kind of exaggerating the precision of it all, but that's the whole point, is that we can do these three things at one time. We can have a time base that's not exactly the same as our left hand. We can have a part in our right hand that's relating to the time base and that's playing a different rhythm from what's going on in the left hand. All this is possible and much easier by virtue of using hand movement to generate the time to activate the strings. I can't stress it enough. Hand movement is the key. If I rely on fingering combinations to play as opposed to hand movement, then it's going to be very hard for me to develop a sense of independence between my two hands.